Before I get situated, I just wanted to show this because I thought that this was really funny and ironic to everything and like how I'm doing today. I mean, like, I have the hat of Marty McFly, so maybe in the future, like inside out jeans, maybe misaligned buttons will be another future trend, and maybe I'm just the coolest boy on the block right now. So I started getting professional help a few weeks ago. I've had 3 appointments, and on Monday I had my first psych evaluation, and I've been officially diagnosed with severe chronic depression and general anxiety. I was prescribed medication. I was prescribed a 50 milligram tablet of Zoloft per day. I picked it up from the pharmacist yesterday. She suggested cutting the pills in half for the first couple of days so that my body could get used to it. I was afraid about the size because I really can't swallow pills, like even the multivitamins that I take are chewable. But let me show you what they look like. This is what they look like. They're very small. It's smaller than the length of my pinky nail. They're very thin. So I only took half of this little guy today. So I differentiate between panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Panic attacks being the big, almost uncontrollable attacks where you not only shut down, but your breathing gets heavy and you really, it's very like visceral and physical. Those, you know, what is medically claimed to be panic attacks. And then there are anxiety attacks, which are when you shut down in a different way, like you might stumble over words or not be able to be around people, and it's like the smaller version that's less physical. So I was in choir today, and I thought that I was just randomly, I thought it was weird, like my body started getting sort of warm, and I got really, really panicky, and it really came out of nowhere, and I thought, maybe this is from the meds, which would be weird because I only took half of this tiny, tiny little thing. The anxiety attacks kept coming in waves, maybe lasting for like half an hour and then cooling down a little bit, and then a minorly stressful situation or thought would, like, you know, bring it back. I started tripping over my words. Like my words weren't really matching up because also when I'm anxious, you know, I sort of like mispronounce things. Maybe I even sort of lisp a little bit. But that was different. Like, I don't usually like trip over my words. But I asked my friend and he said that that's normal. And then someone else told me that when their friend started depression meds the first day, they had a major anxiety attack and their face broke out. I just thought I thought that this was interesting because out of all the side effects that I've heard of and all of the ones that were described to me by the pharmacist and by my therapist and the psychic, no one said anything really about an influx of anxiety or anxiety attacks. It was mostly physical things like, you know, changes in digestion that they talked about, or like they didn't really tell me anything about like the psychological effects of it. So this was unexpected and interesting, and I like the idea of doing these updates. They told me that for the first 2 weeks I won't really feel anything, and then at 4 weeks I might start to, like, my mood might start to pick up a little, and then they'll probably up the dose or change it based on how my reactions proceed. I have a shit ton of homework to do that I haven't started because I'll be like, not today but previously, I'll be like trying to read these assignments and like I physically can't process the words. It's probably just like stress or exhaustion related, but it freaks me out sometimes because I'll literally have my homework open and then I can't bring myself to do anything. But I feel like communicating with my professors was a really good idea because a lot of them are actually... Do I have a meeting today? I missed a meeting today with my professor. I'm literally so bad at life. Well, on that note, I'm just gonna lay down, and I don't want this to be like a weird, sad, like, recovery is scary and weird thing. No, this is like, coming back from getting that official diagnosis made me so happy. I was always so afraid to get help because I had this fear that if I got help, it wouldn't work, and then I'd be faced with the reality that I'd have to live with this visceral sadness for the rest of my life. But actually taking practical steps towards getting help is so cool. And if it works, I just can't imagine not being sad. Like, I can't imagine what life is like when you're not physically painfully sad every day. And if it works, maybe I'll get to see what it's like to, like, be okay. So, I guess that's it. I'll try to do updates and stuff. So, day 1, half of 150 milligram Zoloft capsule for depression. And anxiety. It's supposed to do both. Hey, I've been wanting to continue this video, but I lost my memory card for a while. Today was my 12th day on Zoloft for depression and anxiety. The first, about 7 or 8 days were some of the more noticeable side effects, some of the more physical side effects, like the panic attacks and stuff. After the first week, I started taking them at night, and I started taking the full capsules, so the 50 milligrams of Zoloft. And up until these past 3 days, I've still been more anxious and more tired than usual, but as of maybe yesterday and today, a lot of my fogginess is gone, and I've been getting better at being able to concentrate on stuff, and there aren't any really noticeable mood changes yet, or anxiety changes or depression changes, but my therapist person told me that it usually takes from 2 to 4, maybe even like 6 weeks to start being noticeably effective. I'm just under 2 weeks today. I haven't really noticed any mood differences yet. I have noticed in the past few days I've seemed maybe a little lighter and happier. That might just be because of stuff that's been happening, but it's cool. I know it's going to be a long journey, and this may not be the right medication for me, but I think the idea that I actually took steps to do something, and the fact that I'm doing a practical physical thing to help myself for the first time in my life really is a huge pushing factor in feeling better and getting better. So I'm gonna see where this takes me. I guess until next time. Bye.